We switched order.
We did.
Welcome, everybody. It is Quirky Quilters 2024, right, Angela?
Yes, it is.
Lots of things, lots of talking over the past few months. At the end of the year, it was kind of crazy. We got some new goals. So let's talk about business goals. But we have somebody we need to introduce here first, don't you think?
Yeah. I don't think you guys have seen him before.
Yeah.
Don't make me do it, please.
With two people new.
Okay, two new people.
Two new people.
Oh, wait. I thought you introduced him last time. You introduced him on the edited episode.
Yeah, that's right. Bye. That's our editor. So everybody, welcome.
And he's embarrassed now.
But the person on the far right over here is.
So as you can see, my name is Jacob. So I am Cathy's son-in-law. So I married her daughter. And how we got into business is Cathy was quilting out of her basement, and she is a very outgoing person and wanted to talk to people. So she always joked that she was going to open a storefront and I was going to be her repairman. And basically the rest is history. So that's pretty much what had happened. And my wife and I went into business with Cathy and Doug. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
We have two very silent partners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Business. So it's good. And then we drag Jake along for Quirky Quilters because he's a quirky quilter.
Yeah.
Drag me everywhere.
Kicking and screaming, but it's great. All right. Susie has a great question about the Nashville retreat.
Susie, you're going to be wanting to block off a weekend in your calendar, June 2nd through the 4th. So you're going to be getting a call really soon if you haven't gotten one already. That's going to tell you how to register and everything. But we do have a date and we have a hotel. I can't remember where it is right now. But we are working on last minute. Yeah, I know it's in Nashville. Well, it's actually in Franklin, but which is right outside of Nashville. But the date's been made. We have the contract with the hotel. And the next step is for us. Well, we have some last minute things that we're going to be dealing with this week or next week, possibly. And then you will be getting a phone call.
So for those who have just joined us, we're doing an all-star retreat. There's 4 of us who will be at an all-star retreat that will be open to any long armor. It is going to be June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. There's going to be the maestro right over there of Quilt Path, Angela Clark. There's going to be Angela Huffman doing some hands-on class work. There's going to be Tracy Russell doing some hands-on work. And I will be doing some demonstrations. So, Judy, when we get that all, I promise you, Judy, if you are not, anybody who would like more information on this, as soon as I get the pinpointed details, this is a big moving train, and we're working really hard to pinpoint down all the details so everybody doesn't have to receive all of some, conflicting emails. But if you sign up for our Fabric Bashes newsletter, Angela, do you have a newsletter that you send out?
I don't have a newsletter that I send out, but if she reaches out to me, I will help her for sure. Okay. So, and if you're close to one of us, like if you're already friends with one of us on Facebook or you have a business relationship with us, reach out to one of the 4 of us, me, Cathy, Angela Huffman, or Tracy Russell, right? And we will help you get signed up. Absolutely. That's the next thing is to get people. We want to get the people who purchased on the Big Red Bow event last fall, them all registered, because that was part of their deal is they got this trip for, they just have to pay to get there, right? And then the next step after that is to start getting people registered that did not go to the Big Red Bow event. And there's quite a few seats. So a lot of people are going to get to come that did not purchase on that event. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So 2 days, 4 classes each day. You get to attend 2 classes per day, but 4 of us will be teaching at the same time. So you get to pick and choose. And then there's going to be, and Jacob's going to be there.
I'm
Remember,
just
I take him kicking and screaming everywhere. He's going to go. And they're going to have a brand new baby that's going too. So that'll be kind of cool. And then we're going to have in the evening some panel discussions. So that's going to be fabulous as well. So it's going to be a great time. Get your long arming friends signed up and let them know. Or not signed up. Sorry, that's the wrong word. Excuse me. Get them excited, and you will hear some of that. You will
Jake
hear that
can teach.
I'm not really sure right now.
But understand, Jake is going to have a newborn with him, like a little one. So
yes,
we're going to give him a break.
But
Maybe
only
I'll be
one.
the little helper running around.
Yeah.
Between all four of these fine ladies.
It's going to be great. So let's get back on track with our New Year's resolution. So it's the beginning of 2024. It's never too late into 2024 to set resolutions, ever. Right? Mm-hmm. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, even the end of December, you can set up some resolutions, right?
Well, resolutions don't have to be at the beginning of the year. They can be any time.
Mm-hmm. Right. So as quilters, as business owners, as any of us just, doing it for our fun things, we could really set, I think the New Year is a great time though, to kind of kick in and remind you to set some, set some time aside, think about what you want to do the next few months, the next year, some goals, right?
Yeah.
So that was a lead way, not a yes. So everybody here.
We're both like, go ahead, Cathy. Go ahead.
Go, Cathy, go.
I'll just let you keep talking.
Okay. So all of you guys, if you have any questions about how some of that, give us some questions. We're going to go off of what you have on some questions. But I know, Angela, you had some new news for this year, for 2024, that just landed beautiful in your store.
Oh, which one?
Right. So the red ones. The red ones.
The red ones. So yes, we're an Elna dealer now, which I said something about quirky quilters last time too. So have a whole bunch of new machines that I'm learning. Sergers, CoverMax Pro. We also have embroidery machines right on top of just domestic machines. So you'll be seeing some videos like that. And so yeah. So there's going to be videos like that on my website coming out for Elna. And then I just got a new Ellie in my store, and so did you. So I have videos that I just did on Ellie too. Ellie is APQS's newest long arm. She comes on something called a hoop frame, a hoop table, which we call a halo table. And so it loads entirely differently than your long arm. You can float like you do on a long arm, but if you're used to having everything stabilized, having your top stabilized on your front bar, you would typically be pre-sandwiching before you put on. So different ways of doing it. So I have a new one of those too. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of filming right now. And then I have a new studio that's almost done in my house for filming. So can't wait to show you guys all that too.
Right.
Lots going on in the world.
Yes, lots going on down in Raleigh. Yeah. Same with in Omaha. We have lots going on. I just got back from a big trip to Florida, which was nice down in Florida, but the trip there and back was awful. But that's okay. But we here at Fabric Bash are a symposium store with Karen Montgomery. Karen Montgomery has this wonderful group called 9 Patch a Day on Facebook that does all kinds of wonderful activities. And she talks about products. She talks about all kinds of making this quilt, making this thing, making that thing. She's just absolutely adorable, wonderful. And there's some exclusive stuff that gets to happen at our store because there's only 64 stores in the United States and Canada that are symposium stores. So we're kind of really excited. So what else is new in our store, Jake?
Well, here in 2 weeks,
Mhm.
maybe not even. Eva and I will be going to Baby Lock sales training, so we're looking forward to that because we brought on Baby Lock only a few months ago. So that'll be fun. Hopefully the weather is not
Will be
bad
nice.
because we're driving. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so looking forward to that.
Well, and with all of this, I don't know about you guys, but we were all super excited, and probably just like anybody out there in the quilting world, in the long arm world, in your basement and your business, or even just your hobby, you get all of this new stuff and you bring it into your house, and then you go, what next? Right? I do. I'm doing it right now. I'm walking around scratching my head just a little bit and like still a little bit of a fog, and that's okay because it takes time to process what you're going to be doing, right? What do you have some things that help you, Angela, kind of dial down a little bit?
Well, I'm a big list person, right? So, um,
With lots of pens
anytime,
and pencils, everybody, with lots of beautiful color pens and pencils.
yeah, I do that a lot. So, I make a lot of lists to make sure that I'm getting everything done. But just making sure that your sewing space is organized, and that when you go down there, you can actually work instead of going down there and like. One of the reasons that I'm redoing my studio is when I go down in my sewing space, I have to clean it up. So I don't go down there very often because I have to clean it up, right? Well, not now because now there's just a rug in it, so it's really clean. So, but we're starting to move stuff in this weekend again. So yeah, I have to do lists and I have to keep myself organized and I have to keep it clean, or I'm not going to go down there. I can go to a different part of my house and clean. I don't have to go down there, right?
Right.
So yeah. So Tammy said that her goal was to update her quilt path, and she did it today.
That
Nice.
was wonderful. See, one thing off your list, Tammy. One thing you get to check. Big check. Walk, walk. Congratulations,
goal?
girl.
Okay, and I'm going to slide my camera over because it's doing all kinds of weird stuff. We moved where we were, and I wasn't quite prepared for that. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're
Okay,
good. And Elizabeth says you are her people with your colored pencils in your list. Now, some of us like chaos, like me.
Like you.
And my definition of clean is, I think, just a little bit different. So it's okay to have I'm a piler. I love my piles. And I don't like when my people mess with my piles.
I'm okay with piles if they're neat. I don't like just like heaps of stuff drive me nuts, right? But I mean, I don't know how you can sew and not have piles. It's like sewing and not having UFOs. Only my sister's able to do that. That's weird.
Jacob, what kind of person are you, Jacob?
Maybe a little bit of both. I mean, I do like my organization with lists and charts and whatever. But I do also have piles, and eventually they're gonna annoy me enough to where I kind of go through it and clean it. So I would say, and then also just in my head, I guess I keep track of things that way. So
He's young.
probably not the best way, but it works for now, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Judy says, oh, look at that, Kelly. Lots of piles. Lots of piles. Yes. Soul sister. It takes all of us, but it's really good to find your people that are the opposite sometimes. And I think that's really good because it helps me to be better at trying. So Jacob and I are a little bit opposite. His desk is very neat and mine is not. And I've kind of invaded in the space back there because of the computer. But it does it motivates me to try. I try. Right? All right.
Wow, Gayleen organizing each
Wow.
project has a basket. That's amazing.
That's a good idea, though, to stay organized, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There's some tips that people can do. And all right, piles and keeps you tracked. Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm kind of with you that a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
So I use the plastic UFO boxes that scrapbookers use too. They're like 14 by 14 and like 2 inches big, right? And then I have a list of what all the projects are. They all have little stickers on the outside, so I know I can go way overboard, guys, way overboard. But when I go in, like I used to go to a retreat every year that I would take projects in, and I would take in unfinished projects in these plastic boxes, and they would go home finished. I need to have one of those retreats again.
There you go. I found out I'm a bad retreater. First, I can't. How long does a project have to be inactive to qualify as a UFO? I think some people have inherited Sheila. I think people have inherited UFOs, so I think it's sure.
If it's an idea and hasn't been started yet.
I don't know that it even has to go inactive for it to be a UFO, though. You know it's not done.
Right.
If you're working on it, it's not done.
Right. Yeah. So Sheila, there are lots of things on the first of the year that are going on to help everybody in this world. And this is a new term to me this year is turn your UFOs into CEOs. So this must be a thing that's very popular, Angela, with your guild, because I have not heard it in this area up here. So I guess it has not migrated out west. Is completely executed objects. Right. And so, UFO. What is a UFO? There you go. It's in progress. Unfinished objects. So then we have a group on our Facebook page. It's called Bash Buddies, that we are helping people and we're doing prizes all along, and we're encouraging people to just complete 6 projects. Six projects. That's all we're asking. You need to make a list, and you post that, and that gets you entered into a drawing and some free stuff, but just to help. And you can double dip across all kinds of stores. I know there's lots of stores that are doing them. I don't know what else you're in doing. So you can maybe have some fun and get into all of these fun groups to get some projects going. So something to think about, right?
Yeah. Apparently we all need to take notes from Gayleen, because she apparently is the most organized lady ever, which is awesome.
Wow. Gayleen.
Renovations.
That's amazing.
So yeah, my home renovations are going well. Like, replace the floor. Okay, I did that. Check. Okay, now talk to somebody about painting. Okay, I did that. No, check. Right. So I'm completing one step at a time, and didn't do anything at the same time. Like tomorrow, I'm talking to cabinet people. We're having cabinets built in. Floors are done. Room is painted. Like next thing, now I'm putting cabinets in. I don't know what I was thinking. It's going to work out. It's going to be great. It's going to be.
Projects half done. PhD, yes, PhDs. Projects half done. So, Eileen, that's a funny statement. In my household, and Jake will attest to this, my husband has 5 degrees. Angela's husband is a PhD. I have a daughter who has a PhD. I have a daughter who has a PhD in chemistry, and I have a son-in-law who is an MD. So we joke that it's like doctor in our house. So Jake and I are joking that we have a PhD in unfinished projects. So that's our contribution to the PhD world. And it's legit.
We earned it.
Yes. Earned it. Hold up. Be proud. Be proud. Let me see. I saw anytime you set aside a project, it becomes a UFO. Perfect. Yes. That's a good, right. But we're going to turn it into CEOs and be very excited about that and help you along and get that going. And Kelly said she did 7 quilts last year. That is so fabulous. Kelly, have you set a goal for this year to do more? Or have you set a goal to try a new technique? Right? Those are things that we can all do. We go back to the resolution thing and just talk about some other things. people who have a business, I think business goals are really good, right, Angela?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of business goals.
Right.
We were just talking about that today. So we're
yes,
doing
we were.
our business plan for just the APQS part of the business, right? And what do we want to accomplish this year, and like sales goals and education goals and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, Kelly, you'll have to give us a little bit more than that. Let us know.
What kind of help?
Yes. What are some good business goals? Susie Luttrell says it. Well, it depends on where you are in your business. When I was in my basement, and Angela, you were in your basement as well at one time, right?
Yeah.
I just set out to have small goals. Like, I'm going to help this quilt guild and with these mini quilts, 5 quilts, so I can get my name out into the quilting world, that I'm a long armor, and that I can get and help grow my business to 20 people this year. I'm going to grow 20 people, or I'm going to grow 5 people, or I'm going to grow 2 people. Anything is just really good. And even like, yeah, Susie just said, just starting, that's just really good. Susie, you're just starting.
I want to enter a quilt in my local quilt show. The first year maybe I just want to enter a quilt, right? Because you need feedback, right? So that the judges will give you feedback, okay? And eventually it should be, I want to win a ribbon at a quilt show. And then after you've won a ribbon, it's, I want to win best machine quilting. If you're a machine quilter, you want that award, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, your goals should progress with you, right? They should start out small and things that you can attain.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you can have stretch goals too, right? Because you can say, listen, like this year, all I want to do is I want to actually enter a quilt in the local quilt show, the state fair, whatever's local to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but eventually I want to start winning ribbons. I want to be one of those top dog long armers in the area, or quilters, right, in the area. And I want to build my skills to that point. To do that, you kind of have to, be a little fireproof, because you're going to get, some feedback on your quilting. Some of it you will agree with, and some of it is going to hurt, right? Mm-hmm. But you need the feedback.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there's like Angela said, short-term goals, long-term goals. And I would even say different goals that are like more for Jake and I. I'm going to speak on Jake and I, our terms. Don't you think, Jake, that like some of our goals are more, okay, I'm going to tell you one of our goals. It sounds like something silly, but we're starting to travel a little bit more. Okay. And I would like once to fly first class somewhere. It's a small goal. But
it's nice.
Yeah, there's like so I like to have some personal goals that help feed my soul to keep me going. But we also have gigantic goal. We have a gigantic goal. And to believe it or not, we even talk end goal, like if our business needs to end kind of goal, what we're going to do. So there's some of that to talk about and to think about too. So it's always fun, I think, just to set goals, but you want to set some that are achievable so you feel accomplished. So, all right. So, Tammy, that is fabulous. Hubby getting a PhD, not calling him doctor until he learns how to quilt on the long arm. You go, girl. That is fabulous.
I still don't call my doctor. I still don't.
Oh, we only do when we tease him, right, Jake?
Yeah.
We use, instead of doctor, we use rocket scientist and more.
Yeah.
You too, though, with Matt.
Yeah.
That doesn't take rocket
They
science.
do the same thing. My dad has a PhD too, and the only time my mom has ever referred to him as a doctor is when she's making really hard to get dining reservations. Like she would call well-known restaurants when they lived in New Orleans and say, yes, Dr. and Mrs. would like to get a reservation and pretend like she was the secretary. She always got reservations. It works. I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
Well,
Your mileage may vary, but yeah.
Susie's got another really good question. When longing for your house, where do you meet customers to take in quilts?
Yeah. Did you meet them at your house?
No.
I
picked a local coffee shop. I just really, I feel Y2K. There's a word we haven't heard in a while.
Because we're well into it.
Yeah. Y2K got wiped out by COVID.
Yeah, it did.
No. So Susie, I always met at a coffee shop, unless I vetted the person for a while. So does that make sense? And once I was like 10 quilts in, sure, drop it off.
And I had a friend that owned a quilt shop that was not a long armor. Mm-hmm. So I met at her quilt shop for the first 7 years I was a long armor. And we had a deal. Like I would quilt a quilt for her every year, a store sample for her. And then if I was inside the shop and somebody asked me, what batting should I use? I'd walk up and pick up her batting and go buy this one and hand it to me, please. Right. Or if they were picking up their quilt and they started talking about their next quilt, I'd help them pick out fabric while I was there. Oh, right. So to make sure that she was making money off of our relationship too. So it needs to be symbiotic. You both need to be making money. That being said, both of us would tell you it worked really well for both of our businesses. Mm-hmm. So you might talk to your local shop and see if they'll let you do it. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to meet in somebody's store, you have to be really cognizant you are in their store and make sure that you are not impacting their business in a negative way. Mm-hmm. So like not stopping flow going through their store, right? So yeah.
Well, Jacob kind of does the opposite. Yeah. And you might be doing this too, Angela. I mean, you have done this too as a tech, is going to people's houses. So
yeah.
So it's kind of
as a tech I have not as a quilter though.
No.
I put them somewhere else. Your insurance, like in North Carolina, at least my insurance has to be different if I allow customers into my house. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't something I wanted to risk.
Right. So that's, yeah.
At the meet at your guild, like if you're both in the same guild, meet at your guild. Met in parking lots. I kind of for a while felt like I was a drug dealer. Hey, lady, I've got your quilt over here. Just got a quilt,
Dude, I did the exchange in the coffee shop.
You wonder what people who saw that going down, what they were thinking. Probably that.
What are those two ladies doing over there next to the back of that lady's car? Like, yeah.
I dropped off one quilt. When I was quilting out of my house. I dropped off Robin's quilts in the gas station parking lot up over here at the Come and Go. So, it works. People are really pretty good and very good about that. So, all right. Your house. All right. Any other good questions? Everybody wants to talk about like goals. How many of you guys have goals to try a new technique this year? Whether it be long arming. You do? What's yours?
Jake and I do. Jake and I want to learn how to do pantograph quilting on an embroidery machine.
Yes, edge to edge with an embroidery machine.
Yeah.
How you line all that stuff up.
We're not going to share that with Cathy. That's a Jake and Angela goal.
That's okay. I'm okay sitting back on that one.
I also want to play with the stitch regulator on my new Elna.
Yes, that's a pretty cool stitch regulator. Yes, it is. All right. And Julie does edge to edge on her Bernina. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Sonia, I'm going to give you another hint here. Sonia has just started out, and I can't wait to learn all the things. So the nice thing about that is just enjoy your journey. Savor the journey. And then Liz has got a new Millie quilt pad. Yay. So that's really good. And I think when
Quilt stuff.
huh? Goals get quilts
Deborah
done.
wants to get her quilts done. Yes.
Oh, Catherine says to visit. Is it our store, Fabric Bash, or both stores, Thread Waggle? Because Thread Waggle is pretty awesome too. But that's in Raleigh. That might be farther. It's on the way to
I
Paducah,
think it may be
though.
yours because it looks like she may be in Nashville.
Oh, cool.
Maybe. Well, at least she was in Nashville. Her picture is Nashville.
All right. Angie says some more free handwork.
And ruler work. She also
Right.
posted about ruler work.
Yeah.
And then Joanne is starting hand applique.
That's awesome. That's some skill,
Cool.
man. That is some skill. Yeah. Susie, a punch card is very good. Yes. But make sure it benefits you. Okay. Don't sell yourself short because you do have those skills. Okay. Just make sure that it's a good fit all around for everybody, the customer, you, and your business. Okay.
Another thing to think about, Susie, if you're trying to get people in and you're trying to offer people something to get them in the door because you're new, right? If you look at batting, if you offer someone free batting for a queen size quilt, and that batting is going to cost $50. If you're buying it wholesale, you're only paying $25. So it's a $25 hit for you to do a $150 to $300 quilting job, right? So think about things like that. What can you offer them something that they're going to need for that quilting job that will entice them to come and let you do the quilting job, as opposed to you discounting your work.
Right.
Right.
We did have
I'd rather you not discount what you're charging. I'd rather you give them free batting. It'll save you money in the long run, and you're not taking less of a paycheck.
Right. Because yeah, it's an interesting there's an interesting balance in some of that stuff too. Okay, so Catherine lives in Southeast Kansas. Right. I cannot wait till you get here. Even if Jake and I are not here, make sure you tell our staff that you are new. Anybody who comes to visit, we have a map up in our vestibule that you can put a pin in and we take a picture. And my staff sends those to me and I post them every once in a while. So it's really kind of fun to see all of the people. We've had everybody, and there's somebody actually up there. Somebody just I just noticed because I've been gone, Jake, and I was showing off our store to the symposium people. Well, I got to get ready for that one, but to our group of business owners. And there's oh my gosh, I think there's another UK little sticker up on the wall.
I believe so, that? Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
so
think
cool.
It's New England, yeah.
Oh yeah, New England. All right. And then we have, or not New England.
Or England.
Yeah, not New England. We're going to do that thing. And we got Julie from Rhode Island, which is awesome, in the New England area.
Yes.
Okay. So Eileen, let's go back, and this is perfect timing. I'm really glad that you said something. Though the event in Nashville, somebody came on and said they missed us talking about the event at the very beginning. So we thought it was going to be in April. We had every goal to have it in April. But since COVID is over, this thing in Nashville it's a destination place for weddings. And ABQS, we were all late to the game to get a hotel, and they tried and they tried and they tried and they tried, and they got June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it's gonna happen. It's just June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So
and we do have a contract.
Yes, and we do have a contract. So sign up.
Those dates are firm.
Yes. Those dates are firm. We wouldn't have said it that way. Yes. Sign up for our newsletter at Fabric Bash. There's a pop-up menu that pops up. follow our Facebook page, both at Threadwaggle and Fabric Bash. We're going to announce it from the high heavens, I promise. So on how to sign up. So awesome. Let's see here. What were some other? Where's our store? Cathy wants to know where our store is. Jake, where's our store?
Our store is technically the address is in LaVista, Nebraska, but we'll just make it easy and say Omaha, Nebraska.
Because it's fun to say Omaha, like Mr. Payton. Omaha, Omaha.
Yeah. Well, Corinne earlier, she says she wants to buy a new machine, start and finish a Christmas quilt with the fabric I bought a year ago, and maybe take a class of Fabric Bash. Corinne, I think you know somebody that can help you with that.
Yeah. Maybe that guy sitting next to us over here. That'd be really good. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Other goals.
And then while she's looking, my store is in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yes, thank you, Angela.
And it is in Raleigh. Yeah.
Yes, Threadwaggle. You guys, that's a perfect place to go see long arms and see some beautiful Elna machines and all kinds of wonderful thread, because she's got a fabulous store there. So, and it's on the way to Patuca. Wink, wink. Right?
It depends on where you're coming from. But yeah. But guys, QuiltCon is in Raleigh next month.
Yes.
If you're going to be at QuiltCon, I need to see you.
Yes. That would be fabulous. See, there's a simple goal. I want to go on a bus. I want to go on a bus trip with a quilt shop, or I want to go to the QuiltCon or to Paducah or festival maybe next October. Yeah. It's going to be November actually this year. It's going to be November. So, oh, look at Angie says she loves her Elna.
I'm excited to be in Angela's world next month.
I know. We are going down to Raleigh next month.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And then
the show at Paducah is fabulous.
Is it? I've never been. I gotta go. That's awesome. And then, Angela, have you heard of the boutique Ritas?
Huh. No. I'll have to look
it up. Been working. Are you saying you've been working too hard? Is that what you're saying, girl? I've been working too hard. I haven't been getting out and seeing my fellow entrepreneurs around me.
Like Ritas as in margaritas.
Yeah, we do have really good food here.
I can't wait. So Janice has a good question. So with an embroidery machine, quilting, would you stabilize the quilt on a long arm? Like on a long
arm? Like doing quilting, I don't think you would need to stabilize it. I mean, you'd have batting still in the middle, right?
If I was free motion quilting it, I might baste it on my long arm. So stabilize it. If I was, I mean, you're going to have to sandwich and baste that quilt somehow to get the three layers together.
Stabilizer is in like a cutaway or a tearaway, or.
I mean, she could just be talking about stabilizing, like basting a quilt,
right?
Like pin basting, spray basting, and you can baste on a long arm.
Mm-hmm. But if she doesn't have a long arm and she's just doing embroidery, right, you're gonna have to pin or spray baste your quilt because you're gonna have lots of hands on that quilt as you're taking it in and out of the hoop and in and out of the hoop. So you want to make sure that those layers stay the same. Yes. Right. So pin basting, yes. And there's also 505 stabilizer spray basting that could work as well. Some people don't necessarily like that. There's opinions on that.
Yeah, I have a feeling it would work. I think she has a good point that it would work. Okay. So, hi, Lindsay. Lindsay says hi.
Hi, Lindsay.
All right.
Talk about who's APQS famous.
Yes, all of you who have APQS machines have talked to the great and only Miss Lindsay Putnam. Take a bow, Miss Lindsay. She is a pretty phenomenal person. And all of those people, when we get ready to pop out with the details on the big on the
All-Star retreat.
All-Star retreat, Lindsay's who you're gonna be talking to, and you're gonna be able to meet her down in Houston.
Nashville.
I mean, Nashville. Wherever we're going. Oh my God.
I'm just here to correct Cathy tonight. That's what I'm here to do.
I have been all over the world the past week and a half, and it's just been so terrible. The airlines are just having to struggle. And I just feel like I never knew where up was. So it was crazy.
At one point, she was driving back to the Omaha airport, and I was like, why are you going back to the airport? She's like, I'm going for my flight. And I was like, the one that was just canceled? Like, yeah. I knew her flight leaving Omaha had been canceled, and she didn't.
I had these two people stalking me. Jacob was stalking me on the internet, and Angela was stalking. Is Cathy going to make it to Orlando today? Or is Cathy going to make it home?
I saw she was on the waiting list in Denver.
Yes. Isn't that weird? Did you know you could do that?
It's just initials.
I know, but still. It was crazy. I'm like, you knew. He told me, goes, I didn't think you were going to make it because you're fourth on the list. I'm like, how did you know that?
Yeah, but like 20 something made it on. She was high on that list.
So Galen, hopefully the airlines will get part of the issue. What's going on right now? It was weather that has now died down. So thank goodness. So I had the perfect storm of weather and Alaska Airlines having the problem with the blown out windows, and a lot of planes were grounded. And that's what happened here. That plane was completely just grounded. Yes, yeah. Judy, I almost thought about driving planes, trains, and automobiles. I almost hopped in a car, but I got on a plane and I made it. So it was great.
You wouldn't have made it in a car. The interstate was closed. I mean, yeah,
the interstate was closed.
It still would have been faster even if you stayed in Denver.
That's why I drive. One of my friends, Jen, drove from Ohio down to Florida for this little business trip that we were on. And we were talking about my trip. She goes, that's not making me any, like, I'm so glad I drove. So, plus, it's all good. So with 2024, what's going to be happening with the Quirky Quilters? Let's kind of wrap this up a little bit. Well, Jake joined, so that's good.
Doing the lives once a month, so we're going to be doing this again next month, right? Mm-hmm. And every month we will be doing this. So we're going to be doing lives for the Quilting Academy, like we're doing right now. And then the podcast, the Quirky Quilters, we are not going to be trying to do it once a week this year. We burned ourselves out last year, all three of us. So we decided that we would do every other week. So the first one posted on last Friday. The next one we'll post next Friday. So yeah, we're doing it twice a month instead of doing it
once a month.
Once
a week.
Once a week, yeah. Just too much. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And plus we obviously hired Neil to help too.
Right. We're going to pop out with some more projects. We're going to link to some of our blogs that are going up on the APQS webpage as well. We'll put some links to that. Neil is there. Hello, Neil. Yes, Neil is awesome. He's hanging out with us now and helping with the editing, so we are not as thin. Yeah. More projects whenever we see fun things, but we're also kind of focusing in on a little bit more of also the whole process of quilting. The piecing. Hello, Candace. The piecing, taking care of your machine, to finishing your quilts, to all of the good stuff that we get in this glorious good world of quilting. So Angela, can you explain how to join the Quilting Academy?
There's going to be a link in the description of this video once it goes live, or once it goes not live, right?
Right.
Once it's recorded and on our, yeah, it's going up lots of places today. It's going up to our YouTube channels, which it normally goes up to. So my YouTube channel, Threadwaggle, Fabric Bash, and the Quilting Academy YouTube channels. It's going up onto Cathy's Facebook page and my Facebook page. So Cathy and Jake's. They're one person.
Fabric Bash. We're the same
Fabric
one.
Bash's Facebook page, Threadwaggle's Facebook page, and probably starting next month, it will go up onto the Quilting Academy Facebook page. We do have that already. We just haven't made it live yet. So goals. There's my resolution. Let's get another Facebook page going. So,
right.
Yeah.
Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, Candace says she loves the Quilting Academy. Very helpful. So what the deal is, the Quilting Academy is off of Facebook, right, Angela?
Yes. Yeah. So the actual Quilting Academy will stay off of Facebook. We're just going to have an informational page on Facebook so that it's easier for people to find where we are off of Facebook. But we can also go live up there and do things like that as well.
Yes, right. Roberta, we kind of burned ourselves out at the end of 2023, and this is what this show is all about, is a reboot.
And then for anybody who's doing QuiltPath, if you own QuiltPath or Quilters Creative Touch, there is a new Facebook page called QuiltPath Central that anybody who owns or is interested in QuiltPath or Quilters Creative Touch is welcome to join. It is searchable on Facebook. If you type in, QuiltPath Central, you will find it. And all you have to do is ask to join. You just need to agree to the rules, right? And it will let you in. So we're going to be doing Cathy and I are both involved in that, as are Lisa, who's commented up here, and Joanne that's commented up here. It's actually 9 QuiltPath educators are running that site together. And we have a lot planned up there. So if you've got one of those 2 software packages, go ahead and join. Okay.
Or if you're thinking about it,
or if you're
and
thinking
you want
about it,
some information about QCT or QuiltPath, you can join the group as well.
Yeah, that is true. You don't have to know the secret handshake anymore.
Yeah. Yep. There's a good question. It is a chat form.
It has a chat. It has a chat and forum. It actually has a messaging service on it. And then there are videos and articles up there as well. So it's a little bit of everything. It's like Facebook, but encapsulated to only be our community.
Yeah. Right. So quilters are just on there. So yes.
Yeah. So everybody who's on there is a member of that community. Like, you can be members of other community. It's something called a Mighty Network, and there's lots of different ones, but every single one is encapsulated, so you don't see somebody posting on multiple communities. Yeah.
And probably at this point too, we could say, because Jacob is here, we could talk about embroidery, and Angela and Jacob hour when we talk about embroidery. That would be awesome, right, guys?
Yeah. We need to complete our goal on how to do edge to edge. Complete our goal.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing. So this is going to be me showing you how to fail, because I told someone the other day, I've never touched a serger. I know I'm going to do it wrong the first time, but that's okay. Because what I'm going to do is figure out how to do it right. So just know.
Look at Jacob over there.
Teachable moments are great things. So don't expect me to be the expert right away. I'll be happy to fail right in front of you and go, that didn't work so well, did it? And then we're going to figure out together how to make it work. Yeah, that's why you have a manual, right?
Is it air threading?
It is air threading. Yes, okay. It is. Yes, it is. Yes.
So the first serger I threaded took me about 30 minutes because it was not air threaded.
Yeah. So we had to figure out how to do the cover row when it came in. That was fun. So
right.
Yeah,
that's a little bit. So that's okay, Julie. If you don't have a long arm, that's okay. Huh?
Yeah. Do you have room for a table? 5 feet by 24 inches or 30 inches?
Right. Or an embroidery machine too.
She's like 50 inches long. She's tiny for a long arm. Like the size of a desk.
Right. Angie, we are all on YouTube. The Quilting Academy is on YouTube. Threadwaggle's on YouTube. Fabric Bash is on YouTube.
Right.
So,
but the actual Quilting Academy is on Mighty Networks and not on YouTube.
Right.
The forums and that kind of stuff.
Right.
YouTube is starting something like that. So yeah.
Yes, they are. Threading a serger is definitely a pain. Not with the air threaders. Wah, wah, wah.
Not with the air threader. You need an update.
And
Yeah.
we have an 8-thread
Dude,
baby lark.
that
Huh?
thing is insane.
That's insane. It's got 5
kid-
You
needles.
have an 8-thread serger is what she's trying to say, not an
Yeah,
embroidery machine, a
8-thread
serger.
Thread,
serger.
yeah, so it can cover stitch and serge at the same time. Yeah, it's insane.
Right? Oh, she had to cut off her.
That's dedication for you, Elizabeth. That's dedication.
Okay.
When I wanted my long arm, I told my husband we could move into the guest room and I could take the master bedroom, and he gave me his man cave.
Oh, there you go.
He regrets that to this day.
Angie asked a good question. Can Ellie be used on a full-size frame?
She can actually be put on a standard table as well.
Mhm.
So, yes. You would need a different carriage, but yes.
Yeah. There would be some
But the
upgrades right
carriage
there,
and the
but yes.
table are typically sold together.
Mhm. But we also have another option, Angie, that's called Larry, and Larry comes on that
Yeah.
table. So same size machine, so it's really good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it depends on if you wanted to start on the smaller one and then upgrade. You could do that and put Ellie onto the table. If you were going to just buy one on a standard table, you would be buying a Larry at that point.
we love talking machines, all kinds of machines, little machines, sergers, embroidery machine. I think we need to have another conversation about thread on the path of like not just long arm, but embroidery as well. And domestic machines.
And serger.
And sergers. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And hand applique. Let's keep on rolling with it.
Hand applique. Oh, yeah. Silk thread. I like silk thread.
Yeah. So, guys, that's up to you guys as well. Also at the Quilting Academy and on these posts, where this live view, wherever you are watching, on our Facebook page, on our YouTube pages, go ahead and excuse me. Go ahead. I know, that's why I was laughing. Who got it? That was
We were
funny.
all laughing. We saw the same thing.
Go ahead and leave comments of what you guys really want to hear from, some topics you want us to discuss. Love the feedback, and that helps us to, whether it be in a podcast or on these lives, we'd love to hear from you what you guys want as quilters, because that's what we're here for, is to serve you guys. Okay. Okay. Angie, I really think, we need to look at the Ellie and Larry are 12 or 18 inches. But I think if you come and look at our Lenny, which is 22 inches, and we're going to talk about the whole family here. And then we have a Lucy and a Freddie and a Millie at 26 inches. Those are really good options to upgrade, hun. So go see, check with any of us. We're more than happy. Check out your local dealer, test drive them. One thing, so go do all of those fun things. It's all well worth going to test drive a machine to make sure you really like it, whether it be domestic, serger, embroidery machine, long arm. All right. I'm excited about the reboot for 2024. Our first podcast for 2024 is up.
Yeah. We're getting ready to put the second one up, or we'll go live next week. We're trying to get a little bit ahead.
And we're going to be you heard that Jacob and I are going to be in Raleigh. You get to see all of us in the same room. We're going to take our mics. We're going to head to Raleigh where it's warmer.
Hopefully.
Just don't bring the snow with you.
Might get rid of that snake underneath your house, but that's okay.
Yeah, they just burrow. He's under the ground right now. He's not out.
That's true. I did see this funny reel about the snow, about it kills the bugs. I'm not complaining about the bugs, but he's got his mustaches all frozen and all of that good stuff, because it's been cold across the whole United States. My friends in Texas, aka Neil, are freezing at 20 2 degrees?
It's 23.
Okay.
23. It warmed up a degree. 23.
There you go. Paducah in April. That's when I don't know when Paducah is. I am not. That's not on my radar. Is Paducah in April?
Paducah is in April. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the plans are for Paducah this year, to be honest with you. We were all kind of surprised that we weren't at Paducah last year. I mean, APQS was not at Paducah last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would have to ask the people at APQS what the plans are.
Jacob will not be going anywhere in April or May because baby number 5 is on the way. Yes. So he has to take care of his other little babies while his wife hatches a baby. So Grandpa helps a lot too because Jake and I are usually here. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, from Candace. Okay.
An hour from we could see Candace if we went to Paducah.
There you go. I didn't know that. Candace did not make that connection. I'm so sorry. I apologize about that. See, everybody, on your way to Paducah, go see Candace. Stop by her store, and
now you have a friend.
Yes. All right, there you go. Go see Candace. Candace, what's the name of your shop? Give us the name of your shop so we can put that out there for everybody. That's what I love about this quilting world is supporting each other. So
I think that was for Jake.
Thank you, Liz.
Okay. Yeah, that was, congrats. Baby number 5. The complete handful. They have 1 handful. All right, guys. I think we need to probably wrap it up. We're getting close to our hour. We said we'd keep this in our Be Positive Sewing Center.
So we both said it together.
Yes. Be positive.
It's Be Positive Sewing Center in Clarkson, Kentucky. Oops, and I moved. Let me stop moving my chair.
Awesome. So, Candace, thank you for letting us give you a shout out. That is awesome. We appreciate that so much. So, all right, Angela, it is late at your place. It's 8 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. Need to get Jake to go home and take care of his wife who's having a baby. Yeah, Jake is he would love a co-ed basketball team. Yes. The man would not be any happier if all of his kids were on a basketball team and they would do that. So that is, that's really good.
I need an NBA player so I can retire on him.
And ride first class.
Ride first class, yeah.
Private jet. He's going up. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. And 2024 is the Quirky Quilters, the Quilting Academy reboot. And we are here for you, but just at a better pace that we can serve you better and not burn out. So thanks for being patient. All right. Good night.
Okay. Night.